first movie review of 2026, The Rip, coming to us straight from Netflix. So I had the opportunity to check this movie out. Overall, it was a very well done movie. They could have released this in theaters, which I would think they would have made a ton of money off this, especially with the cast that they put together for this film. But it was a very well done for it to be a Netflix film. So we're gonna go ahead and get into some spoilers for this, but it's starring Matt Damon, Ben Affleck, Steven Yeun, who's also the voice of Invincible, I believe. We got Tiana Taylor in there. She is coming off a big award that she just won recently, and then Kyle Chandler as well. But like I said, this movie was very well done from Netflix. But Matt Damon, he sells it. He sells the role so good. And like I said, in the beginning of the movie, since it is a Netflix production, right? It's a streaming movie. They have to start the movie off with a bang, and they surely do that. The first police officer that we see, right? She's on the phone, and then boom, out of nowhere, they start shooting, and then she gets killed, and then that is what sets the tone for the movie. So, and then you got all these other agencies coming in, and they think that what I'm saying, there is a dirty cop, but they don't really know who it is. And then when Matt Damon pulls up on screen, they do the zoom in. So they zoom in on Matt Damon's face because they want you to think that his character is the dirty cop from the beginning of the film because they don't know who it is. It could be Ben Affleck, it could be Steven Yeun, it could be Tiana Taylor. At first, I didn't think it was any of them. I thought it was maybe another character that they haven't even introduced to the movie yet. But just based off what happened, let's go ahead and talk about it. So they do try to let you know, or they do try to sell the fact that Matt Damon is the dirty cop, and they want you. That's very intentional, and he sells it so very good. Throughout the entire movie, I'm like, it's Matt. Because watch what happens. They found the money. I believe it was I think it was $2 million that they found in a wall. And once that happens, then he starts getting weird. We know he got the text message of where the location of the building was, right? And then things just aren't really adding up. So his character starts to lie, right? He starts to lie, tell these stories, hide, and have secrets. He's telling Ben Affleck's character, "Yeah, I did this. Yeah, I did that." And then Ben's like, "Okay, okay." And then just as the movie goes on, Ben Affleck's character, he's like, "Man, I don't trust you. Like, you're supposed to be my boy. We're supposed to be homies." He's like, "Man, I do not trust you. Like, what are you hiding from me? Are you lying to me? Like, are you the one that I forget the woman in the beginning of the movie who died, but she was like, did you really kill our partner? Right? Did you do it?" And it was very well done. All the way up until the end of the movie, where Matt Damon's character he basically he flips the switch. He says to Stephen, he said, "Everything that you heard from me, I wanted you to hear." And that was so good when he did that turn. It's almost like watching WWE when you get a heel turn or a babyface turn. It's kind of like they plant seeds here and there, but you don't really see it coming until it happens. Like for example, the John Cena heel turn. Nobody saw it coming, not really. And then one day, boom, it happened and he turned, right? So Matt Damon essentially went from being the bad guy in the movie or the villain, and then he flips that switch and he's like, "No, I'm really the good guy. I'm the one who's looking for the bad guy." And they say, "Hey, let's let the bad guys reveal themselves." So we gotta throw a bone out there. We gotta see who jumps at it. Throw a bone out there, see who jumps at it, and it turns out Steven Yeun, his character, he's the one that was working with Kyle Chandler. Now the whole time you think Steven Yeun is the good guy. I think he called up his like sergeant or somebody, and but you really don't know who he's talking to. But he calls somebody, he's texting somebody. He said, "Hey, it's finna happen now. We need you to come now, right?" There were two big action sequences in this movie. Really, the first one was when Steven Yeun's character first they moved that car in front of the garage, and then they started shooting. Right, they started shooting. Right, the police officers they're shooting back. So that was a really big action sequence. And then in the third act of the movie, we get that turn where it's revealed that Steven Yeun's character he's the one that's been feeding information to Kyle Chandler. Right, and then that scene is so perfect when they're in the trunk or in the back of the back of the car, and they got the money right, and then they're just talking. And at first you think it's Matt Damon and Ben Affleck. They both pull their guns out, and you think, okay, something's gonna happen. They're both gonna go at it, right? Either another car's gonna drive in, and then the car's gonna flip, or something's crazy is gonna happen. You can just feel it in your bones that something's gonna happen. But they want you to think that okay, Matt Damon and Ben Affleck, they're finna go at it in this moment. and then they start asking questions, things start getting revealed, and then they start questioning Kyle. Well, really, Kyle, he's the last person that they question. They question Steven Yin first. They start asking him a ton of questions. So the story is now being directed towards him, and then it's revealed, hey, I'm the one who took your burner. So if we do facial recognition, or if we unlock the phone, you know what I'm saying, it's going to be you. And then right, he just says, "Hey, all right, Sarge, give me the phone. Let me have it." He does a redial, and then now it's revealed to be Kyle Chandler is the one the whole time. Now I don't know if I necessarily saw it coming, but there were some early signs in that character that it might be him, it might not be him, because in the beginning of the movie, he's the one that called someone else a dirty cop. I believe he called I think it was Matt Damon's character. He was like, "You're the dirtiest cop in the whole precinct" or something like that. But he was just joking around, right? And then like I said, Kyle Chandler, when it's revealed to be him, and now you're like, oh, I really didn't even think it was him. I thought it was somebody else the whole time. And but when they were in the back of that truck, in the back of the truck, I was like, two of these characters are good guys, two of these characters are bad guys. There was a moment where I was like, man, is it Ben Affleck? Because I was like, I couldn't tell. It got to a moment I couldn't really tell, but then things just started to shift. But like I said, Ben Affleck, he was a good guy the whole time. Like he has a brother in the film, right? I think his brother is an FBI agent, right? Like I said, and then it just came down to Kyle Chandler and Ben Affleck going at it, and then Matt Damon and Steven Yeun's character going at it in the end. And Kyle Chandler, he got killed at the end of the movie, and then they went ahead and arrested Steven Yeun's character, but they didn't explain why he did what he did. They just tell you that he is one of the bad guys, but they didn't really give you an explanation of why he did what he did. Tiana Taylor is good in this. She didn't have like a lot to do. She didn't have a lot of speaking roles, but she did play a part in it. I like that moment where Matt Damon's character, he walks in the room and he's talking to Tiana Taylor and the other cop, and he's saying, "Hey, this is what we're gonna do. Everybody's trying to get paid, right?" And he wants, I believe, the Colombian girl, or she was either Colombian or Mexican. Y'all let me know in the comments. But her character, right? She hears this, and since her character is essentially a good person, she hears it and she's trying to do everything in her power to get out of this situation. She's like, "Hey, just let me go," or "Hey, just take the money. Like, let's get out of here. Like, they're coming. Something's gonna happen." You don't really know which way it's going to go, but this was a very well done film. Like I said, they could have released this in movie theaters and made at least a good amount of money from it. I do believe it was one of their better films coming from Netflix, but the whole supporting cast, they all poured their weight. I like how they went ahead and since this is a Netflix, just started off with a bang, boom, tell us what it's about, get straight to the point, and then. But I can't speak nothing more, nothing better about this movie. But Matt Damon, he was so perfect in this. Like he had me sold the entire movie up until that point where he essentially turned or revealed that, hey, I'm the good guy the whole time, and I'm really looking for the bad guy. But I can't say nothing better about this film. Um, I do believe Ben Affleck did another Netflix film a couple years ago where it was him and another supporting cast, and they like stole money or something like that. But if y'all know which Netflix movie I'm talking about, Ben Affleck did do another movie about basically essentially like stealing money, right? But this was very well done. Can't speak nothing more about it. But like I said, let me know your thoughts. What you thought of the movie? Did you have a favorite character? Who did you think was actually the bad guy? Who did you think was the good guy the whole time? Could you tell in the very beginning, or when they did that the turn when they were in the back of the truck? Is that when it was like, oh man, I didn't see that coming? But let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Be safe. I'll see you on the next one.